Okay, hi there, IT Pro Dan here, and on this very first video of our Ubiquiti series, I am going to show to you and demonstrate on how to reset Ubiquiti Edge router device. So, there we go. As you can see here, the device I pinpointed out, this is an Edge router 8 Pro device. Okay, this is a rack mountable in a 1RU chassis. Okay, uh, on the front, this one, Ubiquiti ER8 Pro. Let's just bring the camera closer so you can see the front side of it. Ubiquiti ER8 Pro, on the front has a console port, a USB port, uh, 8 gigabit Ethernet ports. So this one, so this is 80. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It has also two SFP ports, SFP1, SFP2, and then this is the power lead indicator, and then below it is the reset button. Okay, so that's the front side of our Ubiquiti Edge router 8 Pro device. So, um, how are we going to reset this device? Okay, I have prepared here the steps on how to do it. Just go to the screen. Edge router reset to factory defaults. These methods applies to all Edge router devices and models. So, two methods in resetting Edge router device. The first one is hardware reset. Okay. The second one is software reset. Now, you might ask, what is the difference between hardware and software reset? Now, hardware reset, as per Ubiquiti, clears all configuration and system files. So therefore, resetting the device to the factory default state. While on the other hand, software reset only clears the configuration and leaves the other system files intact. So that's the difference between the two method. Now, let's dive into hardware reset. How can we do hardware reset in Edge routers? Hardware reset can be done using the physical reset button. Now, a while ago I showed to you the front side, and if we're going to locate the reset button, there it is, just below the power lead indicator. That is the reset button. Now, in hardware reset, this could be done in two ways. And what are those? First way is runtime reset. And the second one is power on reset. Okay, let's do the runtime reset. Its definition. How can we do the runtime reset via hardware method? Uh, Factory reset while the device is running or in operational mode. That is runtime reset. So when your device is completely booted up and is running and is operating, and then you press and hold the reset button for X number of seconds. So that kind of actions you've done is in a runtime reset way of resetting your device via hardware. Okay, so as you can see, Uh, these are the steps that we're going to do in executing runtime reset. The first one is we are going to verify that the edge router is fully booted. First step, how can we identify if the device is fully booted? By checking its status indicator lead light. And it has color as per Ubiquiti. If color of the status lead is steady blue, it means that the device is operational and connected to UNMS. And if the status lead color is steady white, it means that the device is operational but not configured to connect to UNMS, just like this one here. This is steady white. And occasional flashing blue lead light indicator, that means a device in operational but unable to connect to UNMS. So that's the first step. You're going to verify if it is fully booted. And then second one is press and hold the reset button. The third is the port leads will start light up in sequence starting from port 1 and ending at the last port. And step number 4, let's just continue holding the reset key for approximately 10 seconds. And then when the port 1 lights up again, let's release the reset button. That's step number 5. And after releasing the reset button, the edge router will reboot. And let's just wait the router to reboot and then connect to the 80 port using LAN cable and manage the device by opening a browser and navigating to the default IP of the edge router, which is 192.168.1.1. Okay, so without very much ado, let's execute these steps. Runtime reset, hardware method. First way, I have here a paper clip. It just really fits in the reset button hole. So let's try. Let's do it. Step number 1, verify. So status lead steady white. It means device is operational but not configured to connect to UNMS. Step number 2, we're going to press and hold the reset button. As you can see, I am holding it now. And then step 3, this ports will lights up port 8 and then port 1 to 8. So wait for a while. Yep. Port 1 will lights up to port 8. That would be step number 3. Let's wait for step number 3. Yep, there we go. Step number 3 is on its way. And then release. Yep, release. Release and the port 1 lights up, as you can see a while ago. And then right now, we are on step 6. The edge router is now currently rebooting. So while the device is currently rebooting, let's just assign a static IP to our laptop computer connected to our edge router for management. So by default, Ubiquiti edge router has an IP address of 192.168.1.1. So we're going to assign a static IP of this laptop that belongs to the same network with the default IP of the edge router. Because you're going to have it 192.168 100. Subnet mask, there you go. Okay. Click OK. And then close. Close. Now we're going to execute step number 8. So I have here on the side for a while it's entangled, a T568B standard. So we're just going to plug it in 80, the management for the management. Okay, and as you can see, it lights up. So the device booted successfully. And if we're going to check, status lead indicator is steady white, operational, but not configured to connect to UNMS. Our ER8, it's lighting up, already connected to our laptop. So let's just verify the static IP that we configured. I'm just gonna make this command prompt window smaller and put it on the vacant side of the window so we can minimize the space for a while. A little bit here on the side. Yep, and just pull down a bit. There she goes. Let's run ipconfig to verify our static IP being configured a while ago. There you go, 192.168.1.100, our Ethernet port. And then let's ping the edge router. Ping IP address is 192.168.1.1 minus T for persistent. There she goes. We have a positive reply. The device booted up and we can ping it. So, as you can see in step number 8, we're going to open a web browser and go to this website address. The dashboard of Ubiquiti Edge Router. There we go. Let's pop up Chrome browser. Paste it here. Press enter. There she goes. Certificate error. Advanced. Click proceed. Voila! Up. Yep. Voila. There you go. And just make it a little bit. Yep. There you go. Just because there's of this overlay. Just make the unzoom the window. So by default, Ubiquiti Edge Router credential is UBNT username and UBNT password. And then click login. And voila, there you go. This is the dashboard. We have successfully resetted the Edge Router via hardware reset using the first way, that is runtime reset. That's how we do it. Now, what about doing it the second way of hardware reset? The power on reset. Now, when can we say that this router is being reset on power on way? So, factory reset while powering on the device by plugging in the power cable. So how to do it? Steps number 1. These are the steps on executing it. Number 1 step is disconnect the power cord from Edge router. And then, while reconnecting the power cord to the Edge router, press and hold the reset button. Okay. And then, steps 3, 4, up to 8 is the same, just like with the steps we made in the runtime reset. Okay, so the only difference of the first way is this first and second step, by which we're going to unplug first the power and then press and hold the reset button, then plug the power, and then the rest just like the runtime reset. Okay, so without very much ado, let's do it. Step number 1. Disconnect the power cord from the Edge router. So as you can see, the device here, the Edge router 8 is operational mode. As you can see, it's in the status indicator lead light. It's steady white. So if I'm going to unplug the power to power outlet, power cord to the power outlet, this light indicator goes out. Okay, I'm just going to unplugging now. There you go. As you can see, no power lead indicator. And I'm just going to locate my paperclip here. There she goes. I'm going to press the reset button and plug the power back. See the light indicator there? There she goes. Okay, we have here the light indicator, as you can see. And then lead light is, yep, and then when port 1 lights up, let's release the, okay, release that reset button. There she goes. The edge router now is rebooting. And let's just pop up the command prompt that we ran a while ago. So as you can see, host is unreachable because the device is on the process of rebooting. When we get the response and ping request, that means that the device booted already. So let's just wait for a while. Okay, there she goes. We have a response here from ping request. So let's open a web browser, copy this link, paste this link, enter. Voila, certificate error, advance, proceed. There she goes. The login dashboard, UBNT by default, username, UBNT, password. Click login. Oof. Voila, we have resetted the Edge Router 8 Pro device via hardware method, power on reset, the second way. Okay, so let's now proceed to resetting this device, the second method, which is via software. Okay, I'm just going to make this camera overlay a little bit smaller so we can see the dashboard, because we're going to make the reset on the software side by the dashboard. Alright, in a bit.